Alright, I'm back. That was actually Layla. It's interesting because she is at a thrift store and saw a shirt and asked me if I wanted it. She's like, it would look so cute on you. And well, she sent me a picture. And it's interesting because it says the brand name on the tag is Unity. Now, why this is interesting, because see, if Jeannie and I ever were to get back together, or whatever goes on with me and Casper, I mean, honestly, I don't know. It's really too baffling. But I do still believe in this whole twin flame thing. I do still believe that I am a divine feminine. I do believe that I am in mission and doing my work to bring unity to people. So whoever my partner is, does not really matter. If I'm even meant for one partner, I don't know. I mean, it really honestly doesn't matter, because I am learning to let go of relationship paradigms. I mean, I've considered myself polyamorous for years now. I just never had a chance to really engage with anybody. Hell, I was even willing to, if I could find a female that was willing, I wanted to have an experience with a female. Never found anybody. Oh well. So, but this whole spiritual pregnancy, it's what I finally came to realize that it was. What exactly that means, I'm not sure. I'll figure it out eventually. But I did ask God, well, if you have me spiritually pregnant, shouldn't I at least know what I'm birthing into this world? And it was one answer: unity. That is, I mean, it's my mission. It's what defines who I am, what I do, where I'm going, what my purpose is. At first, still being hung up on the whole thing of this was Jeannie's child, or children, whatever it was. I was thinking it meant unity with him, or how they talk about the twin flame journey being, the twins finally coming together in unity or union. So, but I had to expand that, especially when I kept needing to further detach, go away, shut down my Facebook, shut down my social media, basically, except for YouTube here, and see where things go from there. Eventually get myself restarted back on things, but in a brand new energy. Right now, it's a time for rest and retreat. To retreat without retreating. Focus my energies right now where they need to be focused on, which is bringing unity to a family unit that wants to dissolve. And like, I think I mentioned the other day about Layla talking about how she wants to go back to when it was just her and Jeannie, and Mom wasn't around. Mom, who puts on all these restrictions and tells her to do things in a certain way. Because I do have her best interest in mind, and I don't tell her to do things randomly, willy-nilly. I've given the girl a lot of freedom, but I have realized the need to elevate up the expectations. And I also understand how she thinks now and how she learns, and so I've learned to just, she needs a lot of encouragement in that way. More so, I had to be willing to step up and say, this is the way it's going to be. You don't like it? Oh well, you can leave the house in 6 years. This wasn't a matter of me trying to rebuild things with Jeannie. I still don't know where God's gonna have, or I'm sorry, with Casper. I think that relationship is dead. But he's still Layla's father. It is still up to me to try to figure out how to bring about a unity. You know, how can we work together without necessarily maintaining the confines of a marriage? You know, how do I do appreciate Maleficent in pushing me to, because I was wanting to get out, but she did give me an extra push. But she also helped me realize of my purpose here in this world is to not run from problems, but to find out why they exist and to do something about it. So as September has come along, it's become obvious to me, 9 months later from leaving Paradise, that all this cleaning I've been doing in preparation, nesting in essence, oh my gosh, everything these past months has so felt like nesting. And if any woman has really ever felt a strong nesting urge, she'll know what I'm talking about. I don't know if all women necessarily experience it when they're pregnant, but I think it's common enough that most women that have been pregnant will understand what the nesting instinct is. And it got really strong in me, which was another reason I thought I was physically pregnant. So the supposed due date was August 25th. And I'm waiting around, nothing happened. Well, actually, something did happen. It just wasn't what I was expecting, so I disregarded it. But all of a sudden, my entire world shifted. And I went into action mode. I started it was like suddenly all this cleaning and preparation work I had been doing made sense. I had a direction, and I was going to go. And so that was getting Layla into school and having this interaction with Maleficent and things coming to a head at my church. And it was just realizing that I now have a whole bunch of other directions I need to go. I went to Catholic Mass yesterday. That was the first time I'd been there. And I'm also being led to go to a Seventh-day Adventist church. You know, the thing is, suddenly I'm understanding my whole purpose is about unity. It's bringing unity. Unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, that's who I am and that's what I do. You know, and I create bridges. I create rainbow bridges. And I don't burn down bridges unless they're ineffective, but I'm always going to have another one ready to go. You know, and it doesn't matter if people want to build bridges, because I'm going to put in the infrastructure. And yeah, at some point they will have to build it up. Oh, listen to that glorious wind rustling through the cottonwood trees. Don't know if you could see them. I love cottonwood leaves. It's just such a glorious tree. Even its dead branches, I love its dead branches. It's just got so much personality. My device doesn't like turning around that way. It's like rotate. Unity, that's what I bring about. So Layla wants to get me a shirt, and this is the first time she has seen a shirt or some article of clothing. This would be so perfect for Mom. See, you know, so she's getting me a shirt, and it's unity, and that's just so perfect. And it's also perfect because I pushed her and Casper to do something today. Because the other thing that came about after this so-called birth was I became very protective, even slightly before it. You know, so since the middle of August, I have become very protective of what it is I am building. And I am not letting anything get in the way. And that was probably why I had to suddenly just cut out my Facebook. I had to just cut off a whole bunch of stuff that I felt was going to derail me from what it was that I was doing. And get rid of extraneous influences, such as Layla's cousin, or these other conflicts that are going on in this house, because this is a big house, multi-generation household, and people don't want to work together. They don't want to unify. So it becomes more important for me to stick to my guns, in essence, things that I say I'm going to do, these various little projects, or not projects so much of. One of the things that Jeannie was always arguing with me about was my need for, what do you call that? Systems. And putting routines, structures, He didn't like any of that, but I now know, based on what I've observed with Layla, and that Jeannie actually really needed it. It was just a huge ass projection on his part, you know, and he didn't like it that somebody actually understood where he was coming from. He's probably quite autistic too. Um, Asperger's. I tend to draw in the Aspies, you know, which is great because I can totally understand it. And the more I'm embracing my Asperger's, you know, the more beautiful the world is becoming, because I am embracing my beautiful mind. I'm seeing the patterns, I'm seeing how to put it all together, and I'm finally understanding what it all means, and it's just amazing. So one of the things I'm seeing the patterns though is how relationships become dysfunctional. What it is that people are doing, you know, they're tit for tat, or whatever, you know, what it is that they're doing to create disunity, disharmony, and problems where problems don't need to exist. See, that was another thing that Jeannie always told me. Well, you create problems where problems don't exist. You know, and I've actually had so many people tell me that. It's just the way he had a special way of telling me things that could be very blunt, kind of hurtful. But I needed it all. I am honestly really thankful for that man. And this is probably why I still have so much love for him. That if I were to ever see him again, I would just probably run up to him, embrace him fully. You know, we would spin around, we would run like those people on the beach toward each other, and hug and kiss, and, you know, like a kiss that lasts an eternity or something like that. Because we would have reached unity. I mean, because I would like to believe that this whole thing of the twin flame journey is correct, that as I evolve, he's going to evolve. You know, so I would love to believe that everything I have been doing, that he's not very far behind me, or he is further than me, you know, or, you know, even same, you know, but that he's ahead of me in other things. I really want to believe that. I want to believe in that magic. I want to believe in that unity. So I want to believe that all this stuff, the way he told it to me, and his actions, because of his own karma that he had to work through, was very hurtful. But at the same time, it was far more loving than any, I mean, it spurred so much growth in me. I can't help but love it now. Layla keeps trying to. I hope she hasn't found more clothes for me. I can go see what she wants, so I'll come back and finish whatever it is that this rambling thing is talking about. Alright, bye.